Hello everyone, I'm Yang Yan, and we are very honored and happy to have an interview with Jinger. So first, Jinger, can you introduce yourself?
So hi everyone. My name is Chinar, and I've been working within the event planning as a staff assistant with the George Washington University, with International Monetary Fund, and within the U.S. Congress. So thank you so much for having me, and I'm looking forward to the interview today.
Okay, thank you. From your introduction, I know that your job is related to the event planning. So I want to know what do you think of the development of this area in the future?
I would definitely say for this field in particular, I would definitely would love to see a more professionalized in the future within the event planning, where we basically fall into logistical aspect of a function. Because currently, I definitely do think there's kind of we're being the basic structure of certain functions, but and the nature of our job, we need to remain a constant contact within departments and to hammer down the logistical details, and that could bring a lot of problems in terms of late replying emails with a lot of kind of miscommunication. So in the future, I would definitely expect to be more professionalized in the future, and where we're going to be an individual body, and we would have this sort of hopefully this sort of response from all the parties, whoever that might be, we are in contact with, to be able to do our job and to make that conference or summit happen. So yeah.
Okay, thank you for your answer. And I believe that you must face some troubles or difficulties in your work. So how do you deal with the problem of the low employee motivation?
I think that's a really realistic question. So thank you so much for bringing it up. It's really common with everyone get burned out once in a while, and especially for right now, we're in a pandemic, and it will be a lot harder for a lot of people to be able to do their work in this way. Definitely, but for me, what I can do as kind of with my team would be, I try to respect everyone's inputs and kind of, value their merits and their talents, and, trying to respect their working habit and trying to make it happen with timetable and that sort of thing, and definitely respect not being discriminated towards certain people based on their ethnicity, religious beliefs, their sex, their political beliefs, that sort of thing. And for my team in particular, we have installed a system where we do monthly check-ins. We can schedule coffees or a 15-minute chat, really, with every individual, and where they can tell me about their work in the past month, and they can tell me if they have encountered any questions or problems, no matter with the project or their colleague or with me personally, and I would be able, in that way I would be able to catch up with everyone and be able to see the little problems when it's not getting so seriously, hopefully. And at the same time, I will be able to provide feedback for them. If, there are certain things they did really good, we can keep it for the future. I will highlight, within, during the check-ins, and on the contrary, if they have certain issues we kind of like faced in the past month, I will also bring it back and kind of be like, okay, so what we can do to fix this? What can we do going forward? So I do think that structures really help me to deal with low employee motivations, with burnout, basically. So yeah, I think that two things are really vital.
Thank you very much. I'm very happy to listen your opinion. So the next one.
Hello, morning, Jing'er.
Morning.
My
Hi.
name is Zhang Yu. You can call me Arlie. That's my English name. And I want to ask the first question is, as a leader, what sort of difficulties have you encountered, and how did you overcome it?
I would say, Zhang Yu, as you know, as someone trying to steer like a bunch of people, basically my team, to certain directions, and to reach to agreement to certain things is really hard because everyone has their own kind of unique perspective regarding certain things, and they have their valued inputs, and in this sort of when we're trying to decide something, but it could get really messy and could get really we could get kind of like losing our focus really quickly, because everyone have their own approaches, and they I value their creativities, and I would love to see what is the best sort of solution for we can do targeting certain project or certain things, but as a leader, it is that point, it's just really important for me to keep a clear head and be able to identify our priorities. What are the things we're willing to get a fix right now? And what are the things we can think about in the long term decision making or strategies? So that has been challenging, and I have a feeling it will be always challenging for me as long as you're in this position, really.
Okay. The next question: what do you think is secret of your success in your current position?
So I don't think there's certain things regarding sort of secret or success, because I don't consider myself as there are so many really talented people, hardworking people within my field. So I don't think myself as that success, and I don't think there's a secret, because really what you need to do is have the willingness to be, keep an open mind, to keep a dialogue flow between people, because working logistics, you really need to, constantly talking to people, work things through, and there will be chaotic things happen, like all the time. But I do think there are a few things can help you if you would consider this as a way to make it happen. Is do internship related to this field. When you're still in school, you can kind of like try out different type of functions, big ones, small ones, international ones, and to see what it really look like. And also that's a really good way to gain experiences. So I would definitely always encourage that, and always kind of to meet with challenging views and trying to reach agreement. I think that will always help, regardless of whatever the things you're talking about. Yeah.
Okay. Wow. Good. Thank you very much. So
yeah, of course.
Please, the next person.
Nice to meet you, Miss Jing'er.
Hi.
So I'm wondering, what are your expectations for your current job in the industry?
I would definitely say my expectations it definitely has changed, compared to where I stepped in the industry in the first place, after you've been working with a lot of more professional, more efficient teams, compared to my first where I started. I would definitely say right now my expectation would be if for sort of for event planning, for example, I would definitely expect clear communication between all departments getting involved. I would definitely expect there will be kind of there will be teamwork within my team. We have that fundamental trust, and we need to trust each other within the decision-making process, especially when sometimes you have to improvise, or you have to reach to an agreement really quickly, or there are certain things could be changed last minute. And third would be, you'll be ready to face kind of, very chaotic or stress situation when the function starts. That's, regardless how much you planning things, time you put in, the project ahead, once it starts, it really just, in a certain degrees, it kind of go off your hands, and you need to be ready to deal with that sort of, on the spot. So yeah.
Yeah, thank you. And by the way, my name is Li Rui Teng. So, and do you think that you could do better in your job? What are the points?
Yeah, I definitely believe, for anyone, I think, there's a lot of things I can do better in my job, considering I'm just fairly started. But I do want to highlight 3 points where there are, I could be more clear about the objectives of, within the process with my team. So in that way, we can avoid a lot of sort of, communications, miscommunication back and forth, which, translating to we can have more time to kind of like plan ahead and deal with something else. Could be a lot trickier. And third would be stick to the planning, stick to the sort of, the whole process, because a lot of time when you have a lot of things going on, it could be really easy to get out of hand really quickly, and you will be most certain to miss something during the process. So that's something I'm always working to improve, to stick to the planning, always stick to the planning. And third, and the last one will be a more effective communicator. That is, where I think that's kind of a transferable skill I can utilize in my daily life as well as my, my professional life as well, to be more effective in terms of communicating with anyone. I do think that would be really useful skill. So yeah.
Okay, thank you so much, Gina.
Yeah, you're welcome.
So next.
Hello, Gina. Good morning. My name is you can call me Kelly. This is my English name. My first question.
Cool. Hi, morning.
Morning. My first question is, how do you balance your company's interest against your own?
Thank you for bringing that up, because I do believe it's important to talk about sort of your personal beliefs and, how to deal with it when it conflicts with your job, especially. Because as myself, as a Chinese, it's really hard. It's hard to work within, sort of, in the framework, as if you are minorities and you're facing a lot of, colleagues who sometimes maybe it's really easy for them to kind of step in something they shouldn't, or even your work, or your kind of your senior sort of, someone senior than you. But I do believe, it's for me, just my personal belief, I try to work for the causes where my personal belief is in line with. Which means I wouldn't work for someone if, they don't respect my time, they don't respect my value, they don't, they sort of, and if the job itself, it doesn't support the causes I believe in, I don't think that's rewarding. And it's always makes people feel good if they, if they happen to work in the field, of something they're passionate about. So like but also, I mean, their workplaces will have mechanisms to, be able to support their employees better. Like when I worked for the U.S. Congress before, they do have a sort of, they do have policies where the staff will be told to avoid in terms of, if there's conflict of interest of their own. For example, like me, I would be told to avoid a hearing probably on China. Which I think that's a really good policy because it's really, I definitely want to do my job as much as I could, but it just, sometimes you need to know, okay, here I need to draw the line, here's where the professionalism step in. So yeah, that's what I think regarding to your question.
Okay, thank you. The next question is, we talk about employee. When an employee make a series of mistake, do you take responsibility to try to fix them?
I do think it happens, for anyone to make any type of mistakes at any time. It happens. It's really common. Okay, like then is, we need to look at where we can go forward from that point. Like, okay, so what are the things we can do to fix it or make it kind of, make it still happen and not avoid the long trajectory of our project. So I would definitely, trying to, like, first they would let me know, like, what happened. And we're gonna kind of look at the particular situation, and I will make sure there's a way we can come back from that. At the same time, it's always to be just tell them it's okay. It's okay. We can just like go forward from that point. It's really important because you don't have time for being kind of sad or about what have already happened, especially in event planning. Like you need to have fast response as quick as possible, basically. And that's part of my job, my responsibility as as a leader with my team. Like I need to make sure everyone can be able to function at their best. So yeah.
Okay, thank you very much.
Yeah, of course.
Hi, Ting'er. My name is Yi Shen, and I would ask what spicy work have you done to improve the quality and overall management ability of your employees?
I definitely say that's something I've been trying recently. It's really letting my team to kind of taking control of their of the job they're doing, like the project they're doing or little branches they're in charge of, because it's always kind of it's always hard when you just being told to do something, and sometimes I feel like we all been there before where just all of a sudden someone senior than you had an idea and they ask you, okay, can you do this? Like you need to put this in this. Can you do that? Like it's it really, I feel like from my experience, it's really interrupt your working flow because everyone have a different working style, different working habit. So letting your employee to taking control and taking pride in the work they're doing is really important to make the project their own. So what I do will be they would email me or CC me every step along the way of the project. They were letting me what they're gonna do, and I will let them, okay, cool, like go for it. Or maybe not much, sometimes that could happen too. But instead of the helicopter style leadership, I would definitely try to let them taking control of their own work and to make the process go better, especially right now under a global pandemic. It's it's really important for be able to adjust to everyone's working flow as well.
Next is what should be done when senior employers are challenged and unable to do their current job.
I think that's really that's always a tough one, but it's it's really based on your working environment, because if a working environment is open for criticism, if a working environment is open for feedbacks, because a lot of we're all humans, we all do things other people don't like a lot of times, so it's really important for anyone to have open mind for feedback, for criticism, for your team, from people who work around you. And for me, I would bring it up to the person. If I'm having some trouble dealing with, I'll definitely bring it up to that person, or he or she would, we can talk about it. If we can work out a way to going forward, that will be, the best scenario could be. But if this doesn't work, it will always helpful to take it to someone who's senior than them. There's always somebody senior than that person. And you can just say, okay, so here are the things. I tried to talk to that person, but it's not working. And I think, it's there's always a way. And hopefully you don't have to go through that step, because that would be, you have to do a lot of detours. But, yeah.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, of course.
Thank you.
Is that all we have for today?
Yes, very happy that you can join the interview. And after you're speaking, I make sure that you are the best one for the interview.
Oh my God, you're so sweet. Thank you so much for having me, everyone. And you can, contact with me personally if you have any questions, or if you want to know more about event planning. I'm, more than happy to kind of, connect with everyone. So yeah, thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay.